Hey everybody, we're Nick and Kaylee, and today we're going to be talking about jumping and landing mechanics when it comes to double unders, alright? So Kaylee's going to go to the back really quick, and we are going to touch on these components, and the first one we're going to do is jumping, alright? So when you're thinking about jumping for your double unders, think about basic bounces first. So that's just jumping, an easy bounce, just like that. But when you do your double unders, you have to get a little bit higher, right? That makes sense, so to get the rope underneath. Now, in order to do that, you have to jump up. What do we mean by that? We need you to elevate up, like really your head needs to raise up. It has to go up. So here's the thing that you can think about. Act like there's a buzzer, right, at the top of your head, and it's 6 or 8 inches above. Every time you jump, you try to go hit that buzzer, all right? That's gonna get you off the ground and get you elevating up every time you go. Now, what we don't want to see really quick is like these little butt kicks or like bringing your knees up. Does it work sometimes? Sure, but that's ultimately not what we want, okay? Now, when you're doing your double unders, like we said, we want you to jump up. When you're jumping up that high, you gotta think about this. You need to flick through, all right? But as long as you're finishing it, that flick doesn't have to be super fast. So the higher you go, the slower that flick will be, as long as you're continuing to finish your double under. Now at the same time, the lower you get, all right, the flick has to go faster, all right, which means you're going to be speeding through that double under a little bit quicker as well. So you're going to have to kind of find your timing. If you're jumping high, slow your flick down just a little bit. If you're jumping low, it has to be really fast, okay? All right, so here are some of the things that we do not want you to do. One of the first ones, we touched on it earlier, it's the butt kicks, the knee tucks, that whole thing. It's just not as efficient, all right? Will you get one or two and will it work sometimes? Sure, but that's not ultimately what you want to do. The second thing is we don't want you to pike, all right? Meaning your toes are coming forward, your butt's kind of poking out. We don't want that at all. Kaylee can show you a few double unders just like that so that you can see that, will it work? Sure, all right? But that's not what you want, all right? We want to make sure that your shoulders are on top of your hips, on top of your ankles and your toes, so that you are very efficient with your double unders when you're doing all of your jumps. So now we're gonna get into some landing techniques, all right? One of the first techniques that we wanna talk about, we got 2 of them for you. One of the first ones we wanna talk about is absorbing through the knees. So if you watch Kaylee back here doing her double unders, you can tell that there's a slight bend in her knee, all right? So you want to do that because whenever you're landing, you need to somehow absorb that contact, all right? If you have straight legs, like stiff legs, it's not going to feel good. You're going to be stomping on the ground. You're going to be sending these shock waves through your legs. It's not going to be great. So you want to make sure that you absorb the landing in your knees. It'll give you time to land and then jump up again, all right? The second thing, all right, is landing on the balls of your feet, all right? So if you watch Kaylee in the back, if you watch her feet, she's landing on the balls of her feet while she's doing her double unders, all right? She's not landing flat-footed. If you land flat-footed, once again, it's gonna be shock waves going up. We're trying to prevent all the shin splints and things like that. So please, 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 balls of the feet, all right, and absorbing through the knees is really gonna help in your efforts to make efficient double unders. Another way to do that is actually finding a good mat, all right? Elite SRS actually has a really, really good mat that you can purchase. It kind of takes out some of the hard pounding, right? Because you have something a little bit softer to jump on, but it's actually really cool because you can still, like, it won't really mess you up. It's a really good mat.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome. We definitely use it ourselves, and it's really helped us out. So we encourage that, and cool thing, you can find the link to that and other cool things in the description. Be sure to check that out, subscribe, and then we will see you here for our next video.
See you.